Hello and welcome to this episode of Hampton Roads Business Live. My name is Rory Graham and I'm your host, and today I have the pleasure of having with me Edward Armstrong from Saberation in Virginia Beach. Good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. So why don't we just start off with you giving us an overview of Saberation.
Of Saberation,
Yeah.
yes. All right. Well, Saberation was created with the sole intent of introducing people to the benefits, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, of working with lightsabers in various manners, whether it be sports or whether it be enhancement of therapy in one sense or another. Saberation is more of that mouthpiece, that bullhorn. It says, hey, lightsabers are real and look what you can do with it. Mm-hmm. So that's what Saberation does.
Okay. That just brings up so many questions.
Right.
So you mentioned a few benefits, but what do you see as give me some specific benefits that you...
All right. Well, let's start with the obvious, the fitness part. Okay. So with lightsabers, Saberation has found by working with Ludosport, which is an international lightsaber combat academy, we've discovered various fitness benefits. It's not just a sporting activity, but working with lightsabers and the techniques and things that are taught in such a way. There's physical benefits with regards to weight loss. Personally, I can attest to this. I was actually over 100 pounds heavier than I am right now before I started, and I've only been working with Ludosport since let's say March of 2017. So in a year, I've had the physical benefit of losing approximately about 100 pounds. So I'm very proud of that aspect. There's also the emotional part of it. When you're wielding that lightsaber and you're like, you have that rush of enthusiasm and excitement and joy, and it just overtakes you. So it brings that aspect to your everyday life. And then the mental part of it, there's the cognitive thinking, whether you're doing Saber Fit, which is a program that we have, where you're actually using the lightsaber to do cardiovascular workouts, as well as the sporting aspect of it, as muscle toning, all different types of aspects with this lightsaber. Yes.
All right, well, I've got your mission statement here, and it's envisioning the glowing combat saber as a potential therapeutic enhancer of human abilities, both physically, mentally, and emotionally.
Yes.
That's basically what you just said, right?
Yeah, it's a mouthful though, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't guess you need to explain that. What are some of the additional services that Saberation currently offers?
Well, with Saberation, we are seriously aligning ourselves with physical literacy. The physical literacy program, which is a nationwide, I believe an international movement, where the scope of it is to introduce the youth and individuals into physical activities that are enjoyable, that they can become passionate about, physical activities that can be adopted by the school systems and adopted by corporate America with regards to team building activities and things of that nature. So with this physical literacy program that Saberation is aligning itself with, we desire and we are on a mission to take lightsaber fitness and lightsaber sporting activities into the public school systems in such a way that it doesn't cost them a dime. So if we can get the physical...
Free is good.
Yeah, free is good. Who's going to say no? No, we don't want anything free, right? But I know with regards to the public school system and things that are going on down publicly, it's important to be as conservative on the economic budget, and there's so many cuts going on right now. There's cuts in sporting activities. There's cuts in after-school activity. There's cuts in music programs. There's cuts in things that challenge the students intellectually. And so Saberation, as part of its mission, is to introduce the benefits the techniques, the abilities, the excitement, the fun, the enthusiasm, the cognitive thinking skills, all of these things that come with doing various physical activities with a lightsaber, and in introducing that into the school system in such a way that, like I said, it doesn't cost them a dime. And in order to do that, we have to release certain programs. So one of the programs we release is called Saber Fit, which is Candace Grasso. She has introduced a cardiovascular way to introduce a lightsaber into a physical workout. We also have Sabre Hype, which is introduced by Michelle Smith. She's a very well-known stunt artist, exceptional individual. She has come to the table with teaching people how to use the lightsaber to do like a spinning technique, which in itself has proven itself on more than one platform to be very therapeutic for people. And she's extremely acrobatic, and she teaches in methodical ways, and it's an exceptional program. From that, we have Saber Ignite. Saber Ignite is the exclusive program that deals with getting different Saber Fit and Saber Hype and other Saber activity programs into the school system so that the kids can become more physically active and enjoy every minute of it. You know, so instead of sitting there watching a video game for hours, they're actually physically doing something. And
can't imagine that.
Yeah, you know, and there's not really much of a difference in mentally as far as the enjoyment. You know, when they play the video games, they're enthralled, they're captured, you know, the colors, the light, the activity, the interaction. Same thing when you're dealing with lightsabers.
Right. And you got a personal accomplishment too, I would imagine.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You've got some events coming up you want to tell us about?
Oh, yes. So when I mentioned being able to introduce these programs into the schools for free, that doesn't mean that the programs are free, right? Right? Because everything has a cost associated to it. So what we want to do is generate different programs and events that, through sponsorship, raises the funds necessary to interject this into the school system without costing the school system. Where everyone wins, that's the key point. So it's one thing to say, okay, well, we're having a fundraiser or we're doing an event, will you please sponsor us? It's another thing to say, hey, let us help you, you help us, everybody's laughing, everybody's having fun, everybody wins. So the first event that we're bringing out is called Saber Quest. And what that is a charity lightsaber combat competition, right? So it's ran a lot like a marathon, where the marathon runners have sponsors that sponsor them into the race. Well, our athletes have sponsors that sponsor them into the competition. And the beautiful part about this is, since lightsaber combat is so new to the U.S., just about everyone participating is brand spanking new. They've never done it, you know? So everyone's on the same playing ground, you know, and it's awesome. From the Saber Quest, which is not only competition, but we're going to have different games and activities and workshops and discussion panels. And we've partnered with All In for Autism Resource and Support Group, which Candace also has founded that organization. And so we're going to have discussion panels on the benefits of lightsaber fitness and lightsaber activities with regards to therapeutic enhancement for autism. And she is just a wonderful individual. She, her granddaughter actually has autism, and she spends a considerable amount of her time taking care of her. And we just had so many intimate conversations regarding how the lightsaber forces an individual to kind of just focus on that. You see that light and you're just kind of like focusing on it. And then when you bring in the different techniques of physical movement and the cognitive connection between mind and body, and I mean, it's just so many new and exciting developments that are coming out of this activity with lightsabers. So that's Saber Quest, phase 1. Phase 2 is Saber Challenge. And I'm looking forward to this becoming viral, but we are going to start this here in Virginia. Saber Challenge is the Guinness Book of World Records event where we are going to bring in 10,000 people into the, I'm serious. We're going to bring 10,000 people into the Virginia Beach Fieldhouse to set a world record, to take an introductory lightsaber instructional course, lightsaber combat instructional course. So 10,000 people all at one time learning how to do Ludosport as an introductory class. That's the task, okay? And we're just
That
gonna
would make quite a video.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to like drones flying around, recording this on video and everything. It's gonna be awesome. And the field house has been so supportive of this, and we're just looking forward to seeing how many people are actually participating in this, and how many sponsors are jumping up to participate in this, and really get the word out about the benefits of lightsaber activities, right? Phase 3, you get 10,000 people into the building. How do you get 10,000 people out of the building, right? So you've heard me say throughout this conversation several times, I've mentioned sponsors, and being able to give back. So phase 3 is called the Saber Hunt. And the Saber Hunt is a viral activity. The Saber Challenge with the Guinness Book ends at 6 p.m. This first one we're going to do on April 21st, right? It's going to end at 6 p.m. And then we're going to say, okay, here's a directory of all the businesses that have supported this challenge. Your challenge is this. You have 6 hours to visit 10 of these businesses and make 10 individual purchases. Okay? I'm not saying go out and buy 10 cars, a couple of houses and stuff like that, right? If you want to get 10 packs of gum and a beer, whatever you want to get, it's your choice, okay? I wouldn't recommend 10 beers.
Especially if you're wielding a lightsaber.
Yes, exactly. But with that being said, you have to go to 10 individual businesses, and they are going to have lightsabers on site, on their location. You take a photo next to your purchase or holding your purchase with the lightsaber and an employee or manager of that business. Okay? Then you're going to upload that photo to our Facebook photo competition. You have 6 hours to do this. You do this 10 times, you've passed the qualifier round. Okay? Round 4 is where we do a party. So you go, why are people going to do this 10 times and upload? Because we're giving away $1,000. I forgot to mention that very important detail, right? So this is a $1,000 challenge. Okay? So once you upload those 10 photos, that means you now have 10 chances to win.
Okay, so each photo is a chance to win.
Each photo is a chance to win, because each photo individually will be voted upon. And you're going to send families, friends, loved ones, enemies, co-workers, whoever you want to send, have them vote for the funniest photo. It has to be a funny, tasteful photo. Okay? And then at the end of the challenge, we will, declare the winner based upon popularity vote and give away likes, exactly. And then we're going to give away that $1,000 at the actual party, which is this year, it's our second annual Saber Fest. But Saber Fest is the 4th event, where it's just a family-friendly party. We just have, little ones, big ones, we have DJs, we have games, we have food, we have everything, and we just party with lightsabers until we can't move anymore. And somebody's walking away with $1,000 in their pocket. So that type of activity and that type of support and involvement from the community allows us to secure the necessary finances to introduce lightsaber activities, whether it be sporting or fitness activities, into the school systems, and they not have to incur the cost. And it allows the youth to be able to experience life with lightsabers.
Okay. All right. And so I have one other question here, but you may have already touched on this. That last question touched on a lot. You talked about community events, physical literacy. I think you've already covered this. The Lightsaber Instructor program.
Yes.
Did you want to talk about that?
Our Lightsaber Instructor program, basically we've partnered with Ludosport Hampton Roads, and they actually have a program where we can train anyone interested in actually becoming an instructor to teach sporting lightsaber activities to other facilities, companies, locations, and teach the art of fighting with a lightsaber.
Because there's different levels.
There are, and that's why we partnered with Ludosport Hampton Roads, because there's 7 different levels of combat. It's an international community, international sporting event, and so there's nothing else like it in the world.
All right, so I can't let you out of here without showing us a lightsaber, since we've talked about it so much. So you brought one today. You want to turn that on. I know that they can change colors of it, the lightsaber. It has sound effects. It has that you can change to.
Yes.
And,
These are very, very beautiful. They're made for impact. You can see it has light, has sound, and it doesn't have any buttons because it's motion activated. Okay, I hold this horizontal, it turns itself off.
Okay, and so this is not a toy.
It's not a toy, but you can have a lot of fun with it.
Right, right. But I meant, you're not going to go to Kmart and pick this up.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, I've held one. It's weighted. It's quite sturdy.
Yes.
So, and it's made for doing exactly what you're doing with it.
Absolutely. It has aluminum hilt. It has high impact grade polycarbonate blades. They're not easily breakable at all. Made for impact, and the beautiful thing about the activities, whether it be fitness, whether it be sporting, whether it be therapeutic enhancement, all of it is guided activity, guided, safe activities. So there's not any reckless waving around and knocking people on the head. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. All right. So, is there anything I haven't mentioned that you would like to? I know there's probably a lot of things, but I mean, is there anything I haven't mentioned in this interview that you?
Saberation is such a new concept, and it's such a new company, and what it's introducing to the public and what it's bringing to the community is ever expanding. It's living, it's breathing, it's expanding, it's growing. So I don't think there's ever going to be a point in time where we can cover everything,
right.
Because it just keeps evolving. Right. So I would just, recommend that people just continue to go to the website and check out what's happening and what the new updates are and where the latest events are going to take place. But one thing I did want to mention is when I say that we're going to introduce this into the school system, the footprint is to become national and hopefully international. So these programs that I mentioned just a few minutes ago, I mentioned 4 phases of a program system. These can be duplicated in any city, in any state, and it's desired that it's duplicated because only through this system that we know of will you effectively be able to raise the funds to interject it at such a magnitude where everyone wins.
Right.
Even the businesses that help sponsor and endorse it.
Okay. All right. Well, I bet that was intriguing, huh? That's something you don't see every day is a lightsaber. I thank Edward for coming in today. And if you have questions, if you have want to experience this for yourself, I'm sure he can help you out. Just give Edward a call. The contact information for Saberation is at the end of this video, and it's also at the bottom of this page. And I appreciate you for coming in, and that was certainly interesting.
Excellent.
And I wish you a great deal of success.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.